purpose of this show is to guide you to realign with habits that get you to live the life.
Welcome back to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Jesse Ewell. Today we got a special guest, Dr. Jamie West from Gainesville, Texas. She's part of our VIP weight loss system. Jamie, I want to welcome you on the show today.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, so you've obviously, you've been a client of mine for a few years and kind of stepped into the VIP weight loss system. Can you share just a little bit on, your background and just what made you become a chiropractor and then kind of transitioning into weight loss and just helping people kind of heal metabolically?
Absolutely. So definitely started off as a chiropractor. I was going to go to med school, wanted to be a trauma surgeon, and had to go see a chiropractor, and it completely changed my life. I practiced for about 14 years before stepping out to do functional medicine full time. I've done it since I started, and the patients that have the hardest things, they're the ones that find me. Chronic autoimmune, can't get better anywhere else. Been to Mayo, Cleveland, and then they find me. So I did weight loss. I started incorporating weight loss in 2018 and using a different system. It just was super restrictive. And it was hard for a lot of people to stay on. Got good results, but it definitely wasn't for everybody. And since transitioning into VIP, it's definitely something that everyone can, incorporate into their lives, not just someone that has a ton of time on their hands, but busy moms. And I've seen so much healing happen in women that have autoimmune disease where we're not using a ton of supplements. It's not taking years to see healing. And that's been the biggest difference.
Nice. So, obviously your background is functional medicine. From kind of a practitioner standpoint, like incorporating this into your business, like what is kind of like, maybe what was the resistance in the beginning of bringing something like this into your business? And then now that you're kind of on the other side of that, you could answer that maybe as like part two.
Yeah. So resistance was definitely peptides. I had only heard the horror stories. And once I started asking questions and diving in, the horror stories are the ones that are using it wrong. They're just trying to get skinny. They're not changing their diet. So when they stop using them metabolically, nothing changes because they go back to the same way. Since really diving into the research and seeing the healing from people that have had Lyme's and cardiometabolic and just how fast that happens and how it lets the inflammation come down so their body can heal, that's been the biggest change. And I should have done it sooner.
Got it. And like you being a chiropractor, functional medicine, like what do you think the main resistance was? Because I know a lot of people, health practitioners, they're like, absolutely not. But like, what do you think kind of kept you from, wanting to do this?
I hadn't done the research. It was a drug. We don't use drugs. We don't use prescriptions. You just hear the horror stories and that's what you go off of. And that's why when I talked to you about this a year ago, I just was like, don't think I'm going to do that because I hadn't done my homework. And
right.
I think about how many women could have already been over what they're dealing with had I done it sooner.
Got it. And now that you kind of like see the program, you're using it with your patients, like what are some of the common, results that you see from people, doing the program?
Brain fog gone in a week, joint pain gone, inches. One of my patients, she was on like her 5th week last week, and she said, I've been trying for a decade to get this gone. And it's easy, and I'm eating and I'm not starving myself, and it's real life every day. You don't do one thing to lose weight and another thing for the rest of your life. But just the healing and then the confidence that comes with that, and then it helps their bodies feel safe again so that they can continue down that road, and then they can go and help their family change their lives.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love hearing that. Obviously it's cool to see people change their life and things like that. From a practitioner standpoint, what is different now versus like what you thought before?
It's easy. I was doing everything one-on-one before, and it's so exhausting as a practitioner. I love helping people, but when I have a stack of charts this tall to run through, it's exhausting and it makes you want to not practice anymore. But even seeing the results that you get from group coaching and that community, I mean, I see 15 people at one time instead of 15 hours worth of appointments. That's been a game changer for me because I can see how down the road it's absolutely going to free up time where I can be more present with my kids, not thinking I have all this stuff to do. But then for patients, seeing how far you move that needle so much faster.
Yeah. So really like kind of what I'm getting is, you're kind of going from a one-on-one model to a scalable virtual model to where you don't have to meet with people one-on-one. You don't have to fill out a bunch of charts. But I think the key point in all of that is your clients are actually getting really good results. So like the results part is not going away. People are actually continuing to see results. And, I think one of the key things is like the tendency in the health space, especially, the natural approach is let's give our clients like 8 to 10 different supplements and then give them a really strict eating plan. And for, 90% of the population, like that's really hard for them to do. And it takes a really long time for them to heal. Can you kind of touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So I used to be the one that would give a ton of supplements, and this cuts that out. It really shortens that healing time. I mean, to see brain fog gone in a week, you can't do that with a supplement. And then you're giving them the foundations that they need to heal their gut, heal their liver, not just do that a couple of times a year or rely on a pill to do that. Like all of those foundations are in there, moving their body, getting their hydration, really focusing on protein, because in the 40s to 60s age range, that's what we have to do. Like how I was doing things before, intermittent fasting, try all of these supplements. It didn't work as well as this because it doesn't support the hormones as well.
Yeah, that's good. Let me ask you this from kind of a practitioner standpoint, having this, what do you think's been the most impactful for you since doing the program?
How easy it is. It's easy for patients to follow. It doesn't matter if their lifestyle, if they have all the time in the world or they're running kids to practice all the time. It's easy to teach. It's easy to implement. And I'm not having the same conversation 17 times a day. I can guide them back. Okay, go here and look at this. Here's your resource, instead of being, feeling like I'm on a hamster wheel all the time.
Yeah, no, that's good. Now, obviously, you're doing the marketing system and the sales system, and we've done a little bit of some different things in marketing that you were doing before. What have you kind of noticed from that?
It's really built confidence to get out there and say that I want what I want to say, but then it also builds trust, like being consistent and saying the things. Before I was kind of like, I don't know what people would think if I said that. Now I've gotten to where I don't really care. Like they need to know the truth because no one else is saying it. And then talking about the things that really matter, like the things that you see people post on Facebook on, oh my gosh, my thyroid markers are normal, but I feel terrible. Well, it's because they're not normal. They're not
Right.
a disease. And just really getting out there and telling the truth about that and why they're not healing. And that speaks to them where they are instead of fluff.
Yeah, no, that's good. What's been like the biggest shift? I know we kind of did a little bit different strategy as far as your views, but like what were they kind of like when you started? And then what have they increased to over the last like 5-6 weeks?
Yeah, so my views were like at 24, 29,000, somewhere around in there. And now they're in the 140s,
Okay.
140,000s.
So wow, you've like 7x'd your views.
And the consistency is the thing. And it's easier, honestly, for me to post as much as I'm posting rather than just once a day because it keeps me consistent. Because I don't want to see my views drop. Like it's just kind of a game for me. So I stay consistent. And I know people are looking for that. Like, what is she going to talk about next?
Yeah, no, that's great. What has been like, what's been kind of a financial result from how much have you made in the first like 5-6 weeks to how many new clients do you have, and kind of touch on that just a little bit?
So in the last like 5.5-ish weeks, I've cleared almost 25,000, and I think it was 11 clients. 11.
Okay, 11 new clients. Now, what do you kind of see as the bar for this for you as far as like what you can handle, knowing that you're not really doing the one-on-one anymore and kind of transitioning into more of a group model?
I don't really see a cap. Like before, definitely time caps you. And there's not really a cap for that. I mean, eventually there'll be a time when I'll replace some of the things I'm doing, but you can handle a lot on your own because it's all together.
Yeah.
It's not time consuming.
So being kind of like you're coming from a chiropractor, a lot of like one-on-one individual attention to functional medicine. It's all one-on-one. What's kind of like the difference of like what you see now? Because I think it's hard to get out of that identity of everybody kind of looks to you for the answers to like where you are now. Maybe speak into that a little bit for that like practitioner out there.
So that's honestly, like, I think part of it in the beginning is you're like, oh, people are coming to me because I have all the answers. No, I'm like, I don't want people to come to me for all the answers because it's so time consuming and it's draining. But then whenever you have a whole system and you can just like put all of your functional medicine people into this system, it's teaching them the foundations and it frees up your time. And it's not like when you get a text or you get an email like, hey, what about this? That will cut that out because it moves from that sense of pride and people are reaching out to me to like, you don't want to be that person anymore because it takes time away from your family and mental capacity. And it's way moved from that. I want people to reach out to me to like, they just need to do this program and get into it and they can learn all of that themselves.
Yeah, no, that's good. What would you say, maybe an unexpected result was, from doing this so far?
Probably time freedom and then staying consistent. And like, I really enjoy living this myself. I did bits and pieces before, but like, honestly, what I have seen from using peptides personally is I feel better. Like, I didn't realize how bad I felt and I was doing all the right things, but like, I just feel so much better and I show up clearer for my family. And there's like, I'm not working all night. It's not I get home and I'm still working. I'm present and I've like, those habits are built in me and it's so easy to live it and show up and people can tell that she does what she preaches.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's awesome. What advice would you give someone who might be considering joining the program, whether they're a chiropractor or maybe doing functional medicine?
I should have done it last year. Like, if you're thinking about it, it's like the research has been done, the legal has been done, the system's there, like it's plug and play. You just stay consistent and your patients are going to get results. I should have done it last year because I just think about like, I could have so much more time now. I wouldn't still be transitioning everyone out. It's like, just do it because it's like, I could not have created this program myself. It's like, there's nothing about it that I could do better.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on today and just talking about your experience and your results. And obviously you got to put in the work, which you have done. And I think a lot of it is your success comes from that and you're committed to doing it and showing up consistently. And I think that's the most important thing. So I just want to thank you for, doing the work and like following through because I think that's really important. But I'm excited to see what you do in the future. And just want to thank you for being on the show today.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, if you guys are looking to find out more about the VIP weight loss system or the habit-based marketing system, you can feel free to reach out to me, whether that's Jesse at habitbasedlifestyle.com or you can simply DM me. Either way, and we can set up a call. If you're looking to connect with a group of like-minded health professionals, join my private Facebook group. If you go down in the show notes, you can get access to that. Until next episode, have a great day.
You've always dreamed of. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with Jesse Ewell.